And we are recording. So, thank you for joining me for the exhibitor spotlight for Oakland Creates. I just have a couple questions. So, first, let's get your full name and your pronouns.
My full name is Leah Yael Levy, but Yael is enough.
Okay.
She, her are my pronouns.
Oh, cool. So, my first question is where or why did you end up in the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area? Can you tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you're doing in Oakland?
Hmm. So I was born and raised in Israel, but I spent like almost a decade in New York.
Cool.
And when I was really done with New York for a while. I was trying to figure out where to go next.
Nice.
And throughout my years in the States, people kept telling me how much I would love San Francisco. And whenever I met people from San Francisco, I really liked them.
Okay, nice.
Um, so when I went looking, I came through here to sort of check the vibe. And then I found out about an MFA in comics program. And I was like, I could go get a master's in comics. Let me look into that.
Nice.
Um, and then I feel like the rest you can complete on your own.
Okay. So was that what year is that? Is that in the 2000s or
2015,
Oh wow, okay. Eh,
14, 15 was my like nomadic year where I was trying to figure out, like, I had effectively left New York but was still subletting my apartment, but was trying to
Okay.
figure out where to go next.
And you just
Um,
mean New York, New York City, Manhattan, Brooklyn or
I lived in New York for like a year to get it out of my system so that I feel like I did it. The rest of
okay.
the time I was in Brooklyn.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I've well, I guess you would call it maybe extended family that lives in Queens, and my brother's in-laws used to live in Brooklyn. So I've been there a few times. It's really a different pace, fast pace, way different than the Bay Area, but I love New York a lot
Yeah.
actually. So
I mean,
my
it's also like it's not obvious because I look much more Israeli than American, but my grandfather grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh wow, okay.
Um, so anyway,
So
so that's the roots.
what part? My sister-in-law, I stayed there during spring break one year in Crown Heights. What part was your grandfather from?
Williamsburg, actually.
Williamsburg. Nice. Okay, so um, what informs your art? Is a person or is it something that happened to you? What typically informs your art? Is it dreams, a particular theme? Um, what speaks to you and makes you create?
Um,
Or is it just a variety of things?
Yeah, there's a wide range to that. I think my own, like, the art that comes out of me comes out of feelings, and a lot of times comics too are essentially like trying to describe feelings
Okay.
in more ways. But then I also do like illustration where I kind of bring to life other people's visions.
Okay.
Um, and I think I just really like, maybe even love, visual language and like the idea of trying to put things into pictures instead of words.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty wide.
A lot of my stuff is situational, so I can see that, and it's sort of it's expressed in emotion. Like I want to evoke certain emotions in people, but I feel like wow, that's intense to want to or it come your art comes out of emotion, and that is your catalyst for art. That's a lot. That's heavy. And
Yeah.
I was talking to someone. I just recently started doing zines that were personal, so I can't imagine all my work being personal in that way. Like I always have a coded sort of message or a systematic way of language of art that speaks so that it's really only identifiable what my honest uh, point of view is, and I invite people to decipher that. So it's interesting that you seem to put it. I noticed you seem to put it all out there in a way that I definitely could not. So
Yeah,
I
and I think that was sort of like a gradual thing for me. I think when I started out, I was always kind of painting my feelings, but I wasn't so explicit about that, like before I started telling stories, right? When I was just painting,
yeah,
I was like painting my feelings and I was like, I can't explain this. It's whatever you want it to be. And like people would attach whatever they want to it. But once you
right.
start putting words to images, it's a little harder to be vague, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah, it is. That's why I stayed away from it and was doing monsters and telling fantasy stories, because once you can't, like, you have to put words to it, and those are pretty direct, right? So I have a couple
Yeah.
fun questions, just really easy questions, or maybe not easy, but they're pretty funny. So if you could only eat three foods for the rest of your life, what would those
Ooh.
three foods be?
Chocolate, obviously.
Okay.
Um, oh my God. Tahini in
Oh wow.
all of its varieties. Um,
You gotta get some
But
solid
I
foods.
already pretty covered, like nutritionally speaking, I'm good. Like if I
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
eating chocolate and tahini, I'll survive. Oh, and
But
avocado. That's
and the,
it. I'm good.
but there are no solids, no solid food.
I
I,
mean, chocolate's pretty solid. Avocado is too.
okay, okay. I'm just picturing it on the other end. How that might how that might work out for you in a couple weeks. Okay, next funny question or easy question. If you were stranded on a deserted island, who would you want with you? You get three choices on that one too. Deserted
Oh my
island with
God.
three people.
That's easy question for
Oh,
you.
good.
That's really hard. They have to get along with each other too. Like they hold on.
It's a whole
Are,
island though.
is this like dead or alive kind of thing or
Sure,
alive?
it's up to you. I mean, is you got to bring them back to life, but yeah, you can pick dead people that they used to be living. Sure.
This is a lot harder than you think. Um
Hmm.
and and I'm like my brain is like people that I know and love that you don't even know or like famous people. Like where is this going?
Uh.
Hmm. Um it's
I
like
don't know.
two
I think
hard
I
ones.
think honestly, I would think honestly for myself, it probably wouldn't be anybody famous. It would be people that I know
Yeah.
and that I love,
Like
and so
yeah, so but then you like only three, then you have to choose between your family members.
yeah. Well, th- I mean, that's why this is a funny question. Like, and remember, they're probably watching. Just kidding.
uh I kind of wow, I don't know. I don't have an answer to this.
What? Oh my
No,
gosh!
fine. Um,
In my
okay, so
in my head, they don't necessarily get along either, so they'd have to be on separate parts of the island.
well, it's got to be a pretty big island then. But so okay, so my cousin Kendra is coming, um, and my it's funny though because like only if it's a really big island, then I want my mom.
Oh wow! I wasn't expecting that.
I'm gonna need some space occasionally, but it'd be good to have her around. um, and then it's not fair because I have two brothers and
Huh.
their kids. Maybe actually I think maybe it's too hard.
Is
This is a
it?
hard
Oh my
question.
god.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm just very literal, because I always think, okay, I want friendship, comfort, and sex, and so I just pick based on that. But but
It's more complex than that. Oh yeah,
right,
you need
I'm
someone
seeing
who
that.
can
Like,
cook, right? I need
yeah,
somebody maybe my friend Ronan who's also a chef who that his friendship and food at the same time. He's
there you
probably got
go.
some good survival skills too.
There you go. You gotta think of survival skills. Gotta think of that. So yeah, that's all the questions I have.
Oh,
Man, this is pretty
uh,
funny. I can't wait to hear other people's answers to this one.
Am I the first person you're interviewing?
Totally. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I
So
want to see if other people struggle with that one as much as I did.
I do too. I really do. So thanks for joining me. Stick around. I'm gonna
For having-
stop recording, but thanks for joining me. And you want to shout out some of your social media?
Um, yeah, so on Instagram, I'm Yael Fly. And you can pretty much find me anywhere as Leah Yael Levy.
Okay. Just Google
Mhm,
that straight up.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm gonna say goodbye and then I'm gonna stop
You?
recording. And then we'll come back and talk.
Okay.